Couple false starts here, but got the record button going. Jumping right into it, day 9 of 31, little gratitude exercise. Getting into the good part of it. And 31 days, gratitude. Just write something you're grateful for down on a piece of paper. Could be any piece of paper, Post-it note, journal. Hell, you could even scribble it on whiteboard, chalkboard, on your wall. The act of writing it down is the important part. Could be something really simple, just like a good meal you had. Could be something a little bit deeper below the surface. But today, for me, man, it felt simple, but gosh, it was everywhere, and it was powerful, and it just made the day so much better. We've had a pretty sick cold spell here. Kind of seems to be the vibe all over the country. And it's been colder. We had some snow over the weekend, a couple cloudy days, but we do get a lot of sun out here. But today was just one of those days. Beautiful blue skies, sunny, the right temperature, cold, that nice winter wake you up crisp, but that sun just warm enough so you could be outside, pop the top on the jacket. Felt good. And so just grateful for sunny winter days. A lot of time outside with the dogs. There's just nothing like it. Nothing like it for me. There's count myself pretty lucky. I have a lot in my daily life that I really just love and appreciate. Things I want to change too, but just a lot of that simple stuff that feels good and right. And one of those things lately has been, and one of the things lately has made me also think about, I just wonder how different people handle things they really enjoy, appreciate, love. Because I sometimes have some different feelings when I'm doing something I really, really, really enjoy. I think sometimes maybe we run toward those things. Definitely lots of examples of that. I think in talking to people, thinking about this myself, I think sometimes you think to yourself, oh, I love this thing, but you kind of put a roadblock up, but I couldn't do it all the time for whatever reason. I don't know if I could make money at it. Couldn't push it aside because of my job. Have to do this thing, more of this thing in order to do the thing that I really love. Maybe we just daydream about it. Oh, I really love doing this little thing. Can't wait to do it again. And that's kind of how we hold on to it. But for me, man, lately, the last probably, I don't know, really, I mean, over the last couple of years, but just like the last 4 or 5 months, it's been like drop kicking me in the face. How much I just love training, teaching, walking, running, working out with the dogs. It is just the absolute best. And when it goes well, it's like the sweetest of sweet feelings. Makes me so happy. Like any free moment I have, it's gonna go outside and work the dogs. It's so fun. I'm not an expert at it by any means, but damn, I love it. And it feels so good in that free time to just go do that thing you love. And it's funny. It was like I really kind of got tuned into it even more so. Sometimes you don't know how serious you are about something. Over the past week when it was just cold, and I was like, I can't wait to get dressed up and go out in this horrific cold and train the dogs. It was really fun. Anyway, so I was just thinking about that today. I wonder how others handle that when they find something they really love. I run into too many people, I think, who find something they love. They'll tell me they love something, and then there's a 15 bullet point list of why they can't do that thing more or won't do that thing more. That's an interesting one to me. I can think of lots of reasons why we might put those roadblocks up, but special things happen when you dive into that thing you love. Special things happen. And something else I wanted to chat about as I was thinking about that today. This is going back to the Art of Everything podcast. Something I took away from my uncle a long time ago. My great uncle, or great uncle. I think I had the same debate in the last one. Don't know what you call them, but anyway, uncles. My parents' uncle. That's how it would go. Whoever that person is. But he had this shared with me once this concept of there is an art to everything. It could be something as simple as taking out the trash. Could be something that maybe society holds in higher regard, something like actual like painting or music, art. But I love the concept, and I've thought about it a lot throughout my life. And one thing I think he said, I think I mentioned this in that podcast too, I don't quite remember, and I could have just made this up, but I've held on to this one too for a long time. And he said something to the extent of like, you got to practice something 48 times before you start to get the hang of it. And the reason I think it might be made up is because 48, just kind of an oddball number to have in there. Why not 50? Just get over the line there. You know, I feel like 100 is something a lot of people would say. 10,000 hours is out there, but practice a thing 48 times before you start to get the hang of it. That stuck with me for a really long time, and I think about it a lot. And sometimes, you know, have implemented that. But the reason that stuck out to me today was just I think this is the 48th podcast, and don't know if I'm getting the hang of it, but definitely think about it differently. Brain works a little bit with a little bit more precision around the podcast and putting together thoughts, which is really fun. And when I notice certain things throughout the day, like, ooh, that's a podcast thought to talk about. So it has oriented my day in a very different way. And that was kind of one of the goals of it, other than just doing it. And I don't know if I'm quite getting the hang of it, but I think I'm moving in a direction that I like. And so on that note, one of the things I was thinking about, so I had talked about this thing having seasons. And so I kind of look at this first season as just this daily journal. I don't think I'll stop that completely, but I don't know, maybe make a change or two next episode, kind of introduce a new way to format things and introduce concepts and ideas. As I've said in the past, I feel like I've been really just blessed by interesting people with subtle minds making their own way through the world, and shared some beautiful advice with me. And I'd feel like I let everyone else down if I didn't continue to share some of that stuff forward. So maybe doing that in a more structured way is one of the big things I've been thinking about more and more with this podcast as we've approached episode 48. So trying to find the art of this thing and maybe slowly just starting to get the hang of it. But also, of course, still probably got a long way to go. We'll keep it a short one tonight. Kind of want to get those things out. You know, thoughts on practicing something 48 times before you start to really understand it and grasp it a little bit. So we're getting there. Excited to share more, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.